almost no one would have ever guessed that behind Celine Dion's shimmering smile and powerhouse vocals lay a secret chapter, a story of hidden battles fought away from the stage's glaring lights. For decades, fans around the world have been mesmerized by the ethereal quality of her voice, the heartfelt emotion she poured into every note, and the seemingly boundless strength that propelled her to global superstardom. Yet behind closed doors, during long, silent hours away from the adoration and adulation of a cheering crowd, Celine was facing an internal storm that would forever alter the course of her life.
It's like somebody's strangling you. It's like somebody's pushing your larynx this way.
In private moments between tours and studio sessions, when the clamor of fans and the glitter of stage lights faded, Celine started noticing unexplained fatigue and a persistent weakness in her muscles.
If I can't run, I'll walk. If I can't walk, I'll crawl.
What she initially dismissed as the unavoidable toll of an exhausting career, over time turned into an inescapable reality. Even as she rehearsed tirelessly for upcoming performances, there were mornings when the mirror would reveal a woman whose eyes betrayed a mix of determination and despair. The truth was hidden even from those who thought they knew her best. In confidential visits to her trusted physicians, whispers of a possible diagnosis began to take shape. After a series of tests that spanned months and countless consultations with renowned experts, an unexpected result emerged: a diagnosis of myasthenia gravis, a rare autoimmune neuromuscular disorder known to slowly erode muscle strength, wreak havoc on the body, and, for someone whose life depended on her vocal prowess, pose a threat to both her career and her very identity. For many, the term might sound clinical or distant, yet for Celine, it was a punch to the heart. The irony wasn't lost on her. The very gift that had lit up stadiums for decades was now caught in a quiet war waged within her own body.
And that's what happens, and it's very difficult for me. Do you know?
There was a time when she would spend evenings alone, grappling with the fear that this silent enemy might one day dim the brilliant star that so many celebrated. In her private journals and quiet reflections, she chronicled moments when her body seemed to betray her. A slight trembling before a performance, the uncharacteristic shortness of breath during what should have been routine rehearsals, and the creeping exhaustion that made even everyday tasks feel monumental. Those were the moments when Celine's inner dialogue was far removed from the glamorous persona the world adored. In these vulnerable interludes, she questioned whether the luminous career and the legacy of music she had built over the years could ever be sustained if her body continued to wage its own relentless battle.
Hello Vogue, this is Celine Dion, and this is my life in looks.
The surprising hidden fact for fans, however, came not merely from the diagnosis itself, but from the quiet determination that followed. Instead of announcing her condition publicly, Celine retreated into a cocoon of introspection, letting only her closest confidants and medical specialists into the inner sanctum of her struggle. She embarked on a personal crusade to understand the intricacies of her own body, researching every aspect of myasthenia gravis and exploring innovative treatments, even those that were experimental. In those hushed moments away from flashbulbs and microphones, she discovered reserves of strength that even she hadn't known existed. Every setback was met with an equal measure of resolve. Every moment of weakness was a prelude to a renewed vow to fight not only for her career, but also for the very soul of her artistry. The weight of this burden was doubled by the risk that speaking out could alter public perception. Celine was proud of the image she'd carefully crafted, a beacon of unwavering resilience, a lady whose voice had the power to mend broken hearts. Yet the uncertainty of her diagnosis meant that every note sung on stage was now underscored by an internal, private battle against a condition that threatened to steal her light. For months, the overwhelming fear of being seen as vulnerable, or worse, as diminished, kept her voice hushed about the very condition that was threatening her livelihood. Even as whispers of unexplained fatigue made their round in the industry, the superstar remained an enigma, a blend of brilliance and unspoken pain. It was during one remarkably candid period, a time sandwiched between high-profile performances and emotionally charged studio recordings, that the truth began its gradual emergence. A trusted friend once confided in her about the similarities between her quiet symptoms and stories of other renowned artists who had weathered their own health battles. That conversation, filled with unexpected empathy and shared experiences, became a turning point. Celine started to see her predicament not as a solitary curse, but as part of a broader tapestry of human fragility and resilience. This realization ignited in her a desire to one day share her journey with the world, a story that would not only explain the shadows behind her triumphant smile, but would also offer hope to countless others facing their own silent struggles. In a world where perfection is often worn as a second skin, the revelation that even global icons can wrestle with deep, hidden battles is profoundly moving. Celine Dion's journey into understanding her illness became an exercise in humbleness and self-compassion. It was an acknowledgement that her most iconic performances were not just the result of vocal prowess or stage presence, but also of an inner strength that allowed her to confront personal demons. Every clinic visit, every moment of quiet despair became stitches in the fabric of a story that was as human as it was heroic. Today, as the world begins to catch wind of her hidden battles and the pain that she had so bravely kept at bay, the narrative of Celine Dion transforms into something even more relatable and moving. It becomes a profound reminder that life's most luminous stars also flicker sometimes, and that even in our darkest moments, there can be beauty and grace. In that spirit, the surprising fact is not merely the existence of a grave illness, but the extraordinary courage it takes to risk vulnerability in order to inspire hope in others. Celine Dion's hidden struggle, once a secret locked away in silence, now stands as a testament to human endurance, a quiet call for empathy, and a reminder that even the mightiest need help sometimes. In this deeply personal revelation, she reminds us that while the toll of myasthenia gravis has been harsh, it has also taught her remarkable lessons about the nature of strength, humility, and determination. She learned to cherish the authenticity of her struggles, embracing both the pain and triumph with fervor. Each day, when her muscles trembled and her voice wavered, it was as if she was not only battling a condition, but also proving to herself that the heart's passion can defy even the bleakest challenges. And though the diagnosis might have threatened to rewrite the narrative of her career, it has, in many ways, deepened the emotional resonance of her art. Her future performances carry an added layer of poignancy, a blend of exuberance tempered with the gentle wisdom born of hard-won battles. As we peel back the layers of glamour and spectacle, what emerges is a portrait of a woman who has lived through the very real agony of battling a fleet with moments of uncertainty, longing, and above all, an unwavering commitment to overcome adversity. This hidden chapter in her life is not just a clinical account of symptoms or treatments. It is the intimate diary of a soul fighting for every note, every lyric, every performance that defined her legacy. And in doing so, Celine Dion has become far more than just a singer.